Hello friends, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365, and today I'm going to review the sequel to 2009 Zombieland, Zombieland Double Tap. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like button, subscribe, hit that bell notification. I put out videos every single day. You can also find me over Twitter and Instagram at MovieGuy365, as well as over at the Disney Magic Hour podcast. I will leave a link for that in the description. Alright, Zombieland Double Tap is here in theaters. It's been 10 years since the original hit the airwaves, as it were. And I really enjoyed the first one quite a bit. I think it's really smart, funny, a great cast, and just overall a good film. It strikes that nice balance of action slash horror slash comedy, and I think it does it very well. Well, in our sequel, everybody's back. It's 10 years later, and you know, more or less, they're pretty much where we left them. There's been very little like huge change or anything. You know, Eisenberg and Emma Stone have become a couple that are a little bit in a rut, and Woody Harrelson feels like, you know, he's kind of taken over as the father figure for Abigail Breslin's character, who's now, you know, 10 years older. So she's ready to kind of set out on her own, and hijinks ensue from that point on. So I'm not going to spoil anything, but just give you my initial thoughts on the film. I did really enjoy it quite a bit. In fact, I think the audience I was with enjoyed it just as much as I did. There was a fair amount of laughs and some good action scenes. I don't feel the action in this one. I know the climax actually had a really fun action environment to it, but it felt a little less this time around as far as what we got from zombies. Now, they had to make the zombies a little bit more of a threat this time, so they kind of evolved them in a way, and they do it in semi-humorous fashion. They refer to like lazy zombies as like homers, like from Homer Simpson, and the ones that have suddenly become super strong that don't necessarily get killed by a headshot right away, they call them T-800s, and so forth and so on. And that's kind of a running gag throughout the film. And we of course get appearances from Luke Wilson and Tom Middleditch. He appears, Rosario Dawson, and I think for the most part the newest stuff really works in this film. I don't remember a point that I felt that there wasn't anything quite, you know, that quite vibed with the overall feel of the film. It actually kind of has a nice organic storyline, and for the most part, it's a lot of fun. I actually did really enjoy it. I would probably put it just a notch, little bit less than the original Zombieland. That's not really any knock against it, only because they didn't, you know, the novelty of the first movie, the uniqueness is there. And it's a sequel, so they didn't really break any new ground. I know I touched on the zombies aspect a little bit, and while that's kind of amusing, it felt more of like a necessary plot device more than like some kind of evolution in the overall like scope of the film. It is fun. It is a lot of fun. I think everybody had a good job. It looked like there was kind of little bits of overacting on Harrelson's part, but you know, I think he does that on purpose, and I think he's just comfortable enough in the role that it actually really did work. And thankfully, it wasn't one of those movies where all the funny stuff was in the trailers. It's actually, there's some good stuff throughout, and I like that they didn't kind of go, you know, the romance plot actually gets thrown in a little bit of a loop with Eisenberg and Stone, and I liked how they didn't like go to what I would feel would be like a predictable outcome. Yeah, they at the end of the day, they still end up together. That's not really a spoiler or anything, but there are moments when their relationship hits a rocky patch that you're kind of like, oh, you know, they could have like this happen one way, and I'm glad they didn't necessarily go that way. It was more of like, you know, everybody's got their position on the subject, and you know, I think it resolved itself better than I thought it would. Yeah, as I said, the zombies themselves are changed a little bit just to add a little bit more drama and everything. And one of the aspects I liked so much about the first movie that I felt like they didn't do enough of it were the rules. And while they did that, and they did it in kind of a funny way where like a sign would appear over somebody's head or something like that, I felt the first movie, they almost kind of forgot about it towards the end. This one, it's all over the place, pretty much throughout the film, almost to a point where I feel they kind of overdo it a little bit. And there's a scene in the middle, you'll know when you hit it, that they really just like beat it down like completely. And I know it's very funny the way they did it, but I think they walked right towards that line. It's like, okay, it's enough, you know, enough, we get it. But overall, I think Zombieland, I gave the original one way back when about an 8 out of 10. I would probably give this one about a 7.5 out of 10. As I said, it didn't really do much to just like bump it above the original, and the original still has that uniqueness to it. And this one is basically a sequel, but I think it plays it just a little bit safe. I think they could have done a little bit more. This definitely kind of lends itself to a possible third film down the road. Hopefully we'll get it. But overall, it's a really fun movie. I enjoyed it quite a bit. I thought everybody did a great job, and it was just a good time at the theater. Everybody seemed to enjoy it. So let me know in the comments below if you had a chance to check out Zombieland 2 and what your thoughts were. In the meantime, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. I put out videos every single day. So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. I will see you at the movies.